What's up, guys? It's Jake the Ticket Leprechaun, back to share my 54 complete top set with you guys today. But real quick, as you can see, I'm sitting in my new man cave card room. Got some of my baseballs and bobbleheads here behind me. If you haven't checked out the video of the whole room, be sure to check that out. It's pretty cool. I share a lot of my autographed baseballs, bobbleheads, that kind of stuff. But before we get to the vintage set, and one other thing I want to announce, let's do the Bible verse here. So today's verse comes from 1 John 2:6, and it says, "He that saith he abideth in him ought also himself also so to walk, even as he walked." And what that means is basically if we claim to be Christians, we should try to be Christ-like. We should try to be a reflection of what he is. Because also there is no good in me. The only good in me is the Christ within me. So I try and let him live through my life, through my videos and, my everyday life, really. So that's the Bible verse for this week. The other thing I want to share is a contest I want to do. I see other guys doing this kind of stuff all the time, and I want to get more subscribers, and this is how I'm going to try and do it. So stick with me. It's a little complicated. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers, and once I get there, I will then give away a prize. It's probably going to be a jersey card, autograph, something like that. I'll announce it at a later date. But this is what you do. So you submit a video, basically saying, hey, go check out the Ticket Leprechaun, whatever, and show me some Hall of Fame stuff from your collection. If you do the video, you get one entry into this drawing. If other people follow my channel and say, baseball collector sent me, you get an additional chance to be drawn out of this hat. And the prizes, I think, is going to be pretty good, so you may want to do that. But anyways, I'll put the details about the contest down below. Let's get to checking out my 54 Topps complete set. Alright guys, if you checked out my 56 Topps set, I flipped through my vintage sets pretty quickly. They're typically G to VG grade. I'm not crazy about, having graded cards or EX plus and, super nice sets, or I may never complete any. But I'll flip through, highlight some of my favorite guys and the Hall of Famers, and try and get through this quickly and move around to eliminate some of that glare. So starting with card number 1, it's Ted Williams. Fun fact about this set, he is card number 1 and card number 250, the only player in the 54 Topps set to have 2 cards, as these are all regular issue cards in 54. There's Monty Irvin. Sure Snoop will love that one. I don't know if you've got one or not yet, Snoop, but you need a 54 Monty. Beautiful card. Alright. On to the second page. There's a Jackie Robinson. Sweet Jackie, Hall of Famer. There's a Phil Rizzuto, Hall of Famer. Warren Spahn. 54 Topps Warren Spahn, Hall of Famer. 57 World Series Braves. You guys know I collect them as well. Another 57 World Series Braves champ, Eddie Matthews, or Edwin Matthews. He's listed several different ways throughout the 50s. As you can see, he's listed as Eddie in some of his later releases, and his facsimile autograph actually says Edwin. There's a Duke Snider, which is actually probably one of the rougher cards I have in the set. You can see a little bit of that surface wear and a slight crease. Wouldn't mind to replace that one. This page has got a couple more Hall of Famers. There's a Hoyt Wilhelm. A Whitey Ford with some paper loss there in the top left. I would like to replace that card. One more Hall of Famer on this page. Richie Ashburn. And as you can see, this is in the 8 pocket page holders, as the 54 tops are slightly bigger than today's standard card size. So if you keep them in binders, which I do prefer to do so, you would need the 8 pocket page holders. And there's another Hall of Famer right there, Yogi Berra. When you come to a fork in the road, take it. No Hall of Famers on this page, but you got a Gene Conley, who's a 57 World Series Braves champ. And as I was watching some other YouTube videos this week, I watched one from Baseball Collector, how he's talking about quantity versus quality. And to speak to vintage, I've got to disagree with Mike a little bit, as I'm very anti-graded cards, as you can see. And you'll see with some of the high dollar cards that are in this set I have in a binder. And I'll touch on that more when I get to the Hank Aaron. But for vintage purposes, I think if it's got good eye appeal, you know, you're okay with it. I mean, like, look at this Jim Willis. Sure, it's got a little surface wear and the corners aren't sharp and it's not graded a 4 or 5 or anything. But I got that card probably for $1 or $2. And I can get a lot more commons for a 54 set for $10. I could probably get, you know, 5, 6, maybe more if they're lesser grade or I find a good deal. Or I could have one that's graded a 4 or 3. Why would I do that? Why would I spend more money and not complete the set? Just doesn't make sense to me. But here's a Hall of Famer, Larry Doby. Another one Snoop should enjoy. There's another page. There's Andy Pafko. Another Brave on that 57 team. Some more 54s. And I love the colors of these cards too. They're pretty sweet. Alright, here's a couple of the big ones. There's the Willie Mays, which I bought raw. And the Ernie Banks, which I actually bought graded. And let me tell you why I bought this card graded. It's the Banks rookie card. And the only time I really make an exception to buy a graded card is if it's a big money card and I just simply want to know that it's real. So I buy, you know, 1, 1.5, up to maybe a 3 tops, just for the high grade card, and then I bust them out and put them at home with the rest of the set. I mean, I don't care that it was graded whatsoever. I'm just happy that this Ernie Banks rookie is real and, you know, has nice eye appeal to me. So that's the only exception really for graded cards for me. Sorry, Mike. Another page. No Hall of Famers, but fan favorite there, and a Gil Hodges. One of those old-time Brooklyn Dodgers from the Bums. Bill Bruton there. 57 World Series Braves. Another page. And this set, I mean, if you do it, you know, in lower condition, like I've done it here, and, you know, take a little time. I mean, sure, there's some big cards. There's one of them, the Henry Aaron rookie. But, I mean, it only has 250 cards, and you could have a sweet vintage set, you know, that's 64, going on 65 years old, with a lot of classic players for, you know, not a ton of money. And part of the fun is, you know, finding all these commons that you fill the holes with in your binder, and then, you know, when you do get the big cards, it's also got some all-time classics, like my Hank Aaron. And I originally bought a huge lot of these when I was about 50% done with the set, of a near complete set, and sold a 3.5 Aaron, well, traded really, a 3.5 Aaron for this Aaron, which was graded a 1.5, and some cash, a few $100. And I mean, look at this thing. So 1.5, sure, it's got that tiny little mark under the R with the Braves, and you know, a little bit of edge wear there. But I don't care about that. Look how nice that Aaron is. And I got a few $100 to help me complete the rest of the set, just for a guy that wanted a grade 2 higher, and I honestly think mine looks better than his does. Anywho, we'll continue on. There's the Tommy Lasorda rookie. So that's 3 Hall of Fame rookies already. And here's the first card that depicted brothers as teammates. They were twin brothers, Ed and John O'Brien. Very cool card. Even if you don't go after the 54 set itself, as a vintage collector, I think you should own this card. Very unique card. Very cool. Some more 54s there. And I love the black and white action shot with the color portrait in the background. These cards just look classic to me. This is my second favorite set behind 56 Topps. That one definitely needs a replacement. Jim Pendleton. Got that bad stain there. I need to replace that one. He's pretty rough. A few more. Just got a few more pages here, guys. Not quite as loaded with Hall of Famers. There's an Earl Combs when he was a coach. Hall of Fame as a player. As 56, but that also makes it a little more affordable. I mean, less stars, but still an awesome set. Important historical set. Tiny Manouche is a coach as well, Hall of Famer. One of my favorite cards in this set that isn't a Hall of Famer, probably my favorite, is this Schoolboy Rowe, because it's got his nickname as his first name, which is very cool. One of the big reasons I love 40 Play Ball is, the listing of the nicknames. So that's the only one, or one of the only ones in 54 Topps that does that. And you can see that Rocky Nelson that does the same. There's another biggie. There's my Al Kaline rookie, which I did buy graded as a 1.5. Look how sharp that is. Look how nice that is. And he's at home with his friends in my 54 set here. Where else would he be? Not entombed in some case. For value's sake. I only have one graded card in my collection that will stay graded. And that is my 86-87 MJ rookie card. Here we go. Couple more pages. Not Hall of Famer, but a key card. The Bill Muscaron Yankees card. Those always seem to be tough in the older sets. People just think they're worth more money because they're Yankees. Sorry, Yankees cards. They're overrated. And the last page, and there's that number 250, the second Ted Williams in the set. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed checking out my 54 Topps set and listening to me ramble about my opinions on vintage and a little bit of graded cards and quality versus quantity. Be sure to like, subscribe, and check out my other videos. Y'all have a blessed day.